The audience can hear me, and the audience can hear both of you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 203 of the HAC JAC Show. I am the generally beautiful and moronic HAC.
And I'm your favorite VTuber, Jack.
And also just want to point out on the stream, Jack is showing us his pro skills, and he's got a proper his proper PNG model reacting to his comments, and we just got some still images on the other end showing off his investment.
Hey, this is just literally me going into the program and pressing okay, screenshot. Now do one with that mouth open. I literally had to open my mouth, screenshot. There you go.
No, it's some techno wizardry. That's what it is. And hello, I see in the chat already. Hello, our good friend, longtime audience, Ghetto Machine. He says good evening to us all. And we, as you notice, there is a third person here for us today, showing off his great screenshot of what I assume. I'm gonna guess the game. Let's see, knowing your taste, Jiikae, you have on your Discord image a screenshot of Xenoblade Chronicles X.
There you go. You know me very well.
Yes, I have studied you.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with
X.
that, Jiikae, please introduce yourselves to our lovely audience.
Yo. My name's Jiikae. I'm a music artist first, but I've been doing content creation with streaming and YouTube videos for about 9 months now. It's about to be a year. I do short video essays and long discussion streams about video games. What's up, y'all?
Yes, and he is here with us because Jack and I, we have been enamored with his viewpoints, his videos, and we felt he would be a great guest to add into the HAC JAC Show for as well for the special first episode of the new year. So pat on your head, GK, you're gonna start off this year right for our little channel. Hold on, where's that? Here you go. Here it is.
There you go. The little.
There we go.
Yeah.
So thank you, GK. I very much appreciate your time and joining us.
No, it's all good, man. Thanks for having me.
And also, hello, Johnny. I see you in the chat. Johnny's also a good friend and long audience member. He also likes to roast Jack and I whenever he sees the moment. He will not hesitate to strike when we show a moment of weakness, which is often.
Mostly HAC.
Yeah, and but more importantly, he's an excellent artist. Very much so. I even have actually, I should mention this, JK. I have asked for a special KOF theme commission for him once when we did an episode where Jack and I did a
KOF fight night.
A KOF 15 fight night, which by all accounts went really well. However, I believe there was a few people who attended that were real annoyed by my king.
You know, even then, I mean, I feel like it's not that bad. I mean, compared to how I did throughout the KOF 15.
Look, I'm just saying is that there is a way to get around King's Venom Strike, and the fact I could do some solid keep away with it says a lot. Although, actually, I saw a recent tier list, Jack. Apparently, King is actually a pretty kind of a mid tier character. Well, I was like, oh, but it is what it is. On the other hand, I've been liking Benimaru. not knowing that he's actually like a top tier character. So in one hand, I was like, cool that he's top tier, but the other hand, I'm like, but I don't want to be that guy, you know.
Oh, boo hoo.
I don't want to
I
be
mean, hey,
that guy.
I chose the best girl on him, and I'm still trying. Jesus, like she is so technical. I don't know how they do it.
JK, would you ever spend an after to learn how to play on hill?
Ah, man, no. Angel is yeah, that's too much for me, man. Like, I respect all the Angel players. I'm jealous of them. I'll say that. I'm very jealous of all the Angel players because she looks very cool. She looks very cool and stylish, but then when I go to her Wikipedia to read all the inputs that you have to do to play her successfully, I'm just like, okay, y'all got it. Y'all can have that. I will be over here playing K-Dash, Leona, and Chizuru. Y'all can have Angel. That's not for me.
Yeah, it's literally feels like you're having to take a college course level for her. First things, Rekkas, and then they're like, oh yeah, you can't do this if you do this, but you can do that if you do it like this.
Yeah.
Also, Ghetto shares a funny anecdote. He says that he has a buddy who he spent weeks learning all of King from Tekken, King's moves after a bad breakup.
Damn.
If that's not motivation, I don't know what is. And
who hurt that person? Who hurt that man?
Obviously, obviously the breakup had to be done by someone. What's the word I'm looking for? By someone that he kept trying to beat in Tekken with King, and it's like, dang it, I've been pushed far enough. I gotta do this. At least in my mind, that's what it is. And Johnny is also excited because you mentioned Jiikae, his favorite character, K-Dash. So props to you. You're already on his good side. The fact that you like using K-Dash.
Oh yeah, I love K-Dash. I play him on point because that's a very hard character. So I gotta, he has to be my first. So I'm not required to do all the high meter super advanced combos, but I'm good enough with K-Dash. Yeah, I love K-Dash.
What's your who is it? Because you also mentioned Leona, and I do like playing as Leona. I still need to find ways to how to actually, I guess, do proper combos with her. Like, I don't even know her bread and butters. All I really do, I kind of play her like Gaio a little bit, even though she's not that type of charge character. But but it helps. No, everyone always gets caught up in her side special when she does that little energy ball.
Yeah, I love that move. That's a good move. You can kind of play Leona defensively like that. Sometimes if I don't know what to do against someone, I just play her like defensively. You know, throw out the little orb and then just do my moon slash reversal. You know, when they get too close, you know. So you can play her like that if you're in case of an emergency. But yeah, you're supposed to play her like a rush down character. That's what you're supposed to do, I guess. But
the proper player should have played like Gaio, which even then I still don't get any victories from that way. Is with Ash Crimson, which I would say when I tried him out. Like when I was playing through arcade mode at KW15 one time, I really did like his gameplay. And then when I tried actually playing a real player, I'm like, how does this guy work again? Like I don't know how to really set up any of those fireball traps. His actual sonic boom type attack. It doesn't. I hate the fact that there's a little bit of a delay before he actually brings it out because he does that little animation with his arms. Then it comes out instead of just like Guy where he just flicks it.
Yeah.
His flash skip type move, it's useful. But again, it's like with Leona, is like besides defensively, I feel like I'm underutilizing his toolkit because I don't know what type of situation I could do to especially those little flame traps that he can set in the field.
Yeah. Ash is an interesting character. I that's another character I'm jealous of the people that can play him. When I see those long infinites on Twitter that people post sometimes, I'm like, that's so cool.
On more topical news, have you seen that concept video for the new Virtual Fighter?
I did. I did see that new video. It's a proof of concept, like you said, but based on my experience with Virtual Fighter 5 and how the gameplay is for the current version of Virtual Fighter 5 now, I think they can get close to that proof of concept because Virtual Fighter already is kind of the choreography for Virtual Fighter matches is very martial arts kung fu like. So I see a lot of people on Twitter talking about how, oh, this is a proof of concept. Y'all should not think that this is going to be actual gameplay. But Virtual Fighter 5 is already, that's already what Virtual Fighter 5 has been trying to attempt for years. So even if that isn't the actual literal gameplay, the fact that they understand that, hey, this is what Virtual Fighter is and this is what we're trying to aim for, that's still exciting to me.
Yes,
so
very. I distinctly remember. It's many years ago. I think I saw some random tournament footage of a Virtua Fighter 5 match. I think it was from Japan. I can't tell you who was playing, what the context was, but I think it was just some high level play. And I kid you not, with no context, knowing what's going on, seeing these two high level virtual fighters playing. When I was looking at that, my jaw dropped because at a certain moment I felt like my mind went, "Wait, is this a fighting game?" Just because of the of just how crisp and clean the animations are, but also how quick those are. I mean, you think Tekken on a good day is fast? No, not to Virtual Fighter.
Yeah, Virtual Fighter is very fast.
Virtual Fighter is those games. You mess up once, that is the round. You're done. Go.
Yeah.
Next round.
Yeah, 1000%.
Ghetto Comments, he says Virtual Fighter has been freed from just being a Yakuza mini game. And hey, but if it wasn't for the Yakuza mini games, then the Yakuza people wouldn't be the ones in charge of the franchise. Think about that, Ghetto. Which someone did I think mentioned, and I don't know how true this is, but in that proof of concept video, that shirtless fighter, someone was commenting, it's like that is a reuse animation of like who was his name? Yeah, what's his name? Main character of Yakuza is Kiryu. I don't know why I'm forgetting. Kiryu. Someone mentioned how the shirtless guy in the proof of concept video, he was doing an exact animation from Kiryu. I think it was like the lifting the shoulders and getting to a fighting pose. And when someone
hold on, let me look.
And when someone says, "I was like, yeah, this is a Ryuga Goku game already reusing old animations for their newest games."
Yeah, I could see it. Yeah.
And you know, so she can confirm that that's the key animation from the PS3 era. Oh, that's fun. Hey, you know what? You gotta reuse the masters when you can. Just ask Sakurai. Oh, now onward. Now, of course, I want to give the audience a good look at who you are and what you do, JK. So then, the first thing I will look to highlight first, as you mentioned it, because as you mentioned yourself, that you see us as a music artist, and actually today I set some time and actually listened to the few songs that you have uploaded on your YouTube channel, and I actually did listen to one of them before. I believe you did a remix of the main battle theme for Bayo 2, which I did
Yes,
very
yeah,
much like. And today I got a
yeah.
chance to listen to the remix you did for, I forget what SA Sonic Adventure 2 theme that was for Rouge. I don't know if that was the main
Yeah,
theme or
Flying the Freedom.
yeah, was that our main theme or is that one for one of her levels?
That's her main theme.
Ah, okay. No, you know
Yeah.
what? Now I know why I don't remember it, because I remember those quiet nights. Had Sonic Adventure 2 battle on my GameCube, and after I will be finished playing some levels, I will go into the music player within the game, and just spend all night just listening to the music, into the music, mostly the vocal tracks. But I never got,
Yes, yeah.
but I didn't shoot, but I did listen to Rouge just due to the fact that I didn't, as a kid, I didn't get it.
Yeah,
I didn't
no,
get what they were going for.
it's a very adult genre, the Rouge songs.
For a very
It's very
for a
chill.
very adult character, hayuk hayuk.
There you go, there you go, there you go.
Oh, ghetto, grow up. I see your comment. But
Yeah.
then I also got to listen to your EP, which let me try to remember, or actually, can you recall to me what what the name of your EP is?
The latest one is called Frontier Syndrome.
Thank you. I took a listen to that, and by the way, you make some very great ambient music, and I could
jungle beat.
and also could tell you wear your inspirations on your sleeves.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure,
Like
for sure, man.
just listening to it, I'm like, okay, this man has played like too many Sega games in his lifetime.
That's that is my when it comes to my like instrumental work, Sega is really the biggest influence. I played a lot of I played a lot of Sonic, played a lot of Fantasy Star Online. Um and yeah, that's really those kinds of Virtual Fighter even. The soundtrack for Virtual Fighter is a big influence on me. Like yeah, that's yeah, you see it, you get 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 it.
Very much so, and I dig especially and especially with how you. I'm assuming there was some sampling involved in that EP.
No, no, no. I don't. Okay, well, I don't sample my melodies or my synths, but the drum breaks are always well, yeah, for the most part, most of the drum breaks are sampled. Like I use drum loops, but like, yeah,
Okay,
no,
but
all of that is me though.
ooh, well then you're very very excellent. If I'm thinking
Yeah,
if I'm
yeah.
thinking that it's a sample, so I should give that kudos to you, comparing you to all those composers working on like on the old arcade VF games, or
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
or what's technically a Sega game that people often overlooked, F-Zero GX. That's
F-Zero GX, man. I'm
that's
horrible at that game.
that should have
But
been.
yeah.
Wait, no, never mind. I'm hold on. Sorry. I was literally gonna say that should have been an example in your recent Nintendo video, but then I realized, wait, no, that doesn't fit the topic. Never mind.
Yeah, exactly. I was careful about that because the YouTube comments will call you out.
They
The
haven't
YouTube comment.
they haven't called me out yet, except for except for one video. I think it's gone now because for other reasons. But had a had a video where I was merely just giving praise and props to what was at the time the new Sonic comic series from that was just was starting for a while, and that and I got a whole bunch of downvotes for that video for me just simply saying, "Hey, I like it. I like where this is going." And that was it.
Yeah.
Like, no controversial statements. I wasn't even saying, "Oh, it was better than the old comics." I was just saying, "Hey, I like it." And like 97% downvote.
Yeah, you're not allowed to like things. How dare you like what I don't like?
Exactly. So, And I do encourage everyone to give his music a chance. I think you'll really enjoy it, and as well a lot, especially for its EP, is very good ambient music that you can listen to, despite the kind of, I guess, type of synth sounds and kind of fast tempo that he incorporates. I found it very soothing in kind of
Yes,
that main menu music type of feel. That was
exactly.
was that what you were going for that
For
EP?
1000%, 1000%. You get it.
Nice.
See,
Now,
that's the thing that I love about Jungle Beat because it's actually that's what I love about like the drum and bass drum Jungle Beat, all the subgenres for that area because it is you can either have it be crazy loud, uh kind of like what was his name? I know Ramiz B. He makes some great drum and bass music, and it is something that you can always chill to, no matter how fast that tempo is. I
Yeah.
love it.
oh, now I should also mention that one thing that I think I've seen often brought up in a lot of your video content is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you love the hip hop genre. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's where I started. That's where I started initially was hip hop. Um, and then I moved on to doing all these other different genres after the fact. But yeah, a matter of fact, I like to say hip hop more than any other music genre is the best genre when it comes to introducing people to other forms of music because hip hop is so sample based that you end up discovering all these different music genres because hip hop artists are sampling from other stuff. So you'll learn about jazz or rock or classical or R&B and all these other genres because maybe MF Doom sampled it for his beat. So yeah, it's a very I love hip hop for sure.
Oh, get up in the chat. He asked you. He putting you on the spot. Who are your goats?
My favorite rapper. Oh, that's hard. That's tough. I guess okay, my favorite the hip hop group, this is going to be very nerdy, so I'm going to be fast about this, but my favorite hip hop group that influenced me the most is this group called The Far Side. They're from the 90s. They made this song called Passing Me By that was about being rejected by girls, and being kind of a nerd. So that song inspired me as someone who was, not the smoothest guy growing up. And yeah, they were a big inspiration. I really like Lupe Fiasco um cuz he's very like complicated and complex with his lyrics.
Would you
Um
would you say he's a would you say he's a hip hop artist for hip hop artists?
yes, yes, yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Lupe is for yeah, okay, yeah. Lupe is definitely a hip hop artist that's like a rapper's rapper. Um so yeah, like Lupe, I like Most Def. Um like I said before, I like MF Doom. And yeah, those are really I'm really like my taste is very nerdy. Like I don't listen to much like Jay-Z or
Not the big popular
yeah,
mainstream names.
the mainstream like Jay-Z, Tupac, Biggie, Eminem, like all the I know I'm obviously like educated on like that side of hip hop obviously because it's so popular that you can't really avoid it. But those aren't necessarily the people I just like listen to in my spare time. As far as like new people, I do like Kendrick. I like J. Cole. Um who else is new that I like a lot of like JID. Oh, I also listen to Lauryn Hill. That's old, but Lauryn Hill was a big influence on me too. Like I love her. Um, so yeah. Not the most like popular taste, but those are some of the people I listen to.
It's a very connoisseur type of taste you have.
Yeah. I like the way you said that. Yeah.
Now, now,
Yeah.
now. Unfortunately, I would love if I was as enamored with the genre as you have. I would love to talk deep with you because me and Jack, we're both very musically inclined individuals. Though I lean towards more of the hard rock, heavy metal sound, and
Okay.
Jack is correct me, Jack. It's been a while since I looked at the last time what you've been listening to. He
Really, it's like it's like a bag of things, but things I always go back to is like drum and bass, electronic. Uh, I like lo-fi sometimes. Although you know, sorry to divulge it, to like kind of go into a tangent, but hack, I
yes.
get it now. I get it.
Oh, about
When
lo-fi.
I asked him. So a little bit about me. I also try to produce music as much as I can. I'm learning a lot of music theory. Even though I have played the guitar, it's like one of those things where you played an instrument, but you just played the chords and never really understood the theory.
Yeah.
And I asked, since Hack is a more he's more knowledgeable about the music theory. I asked him like what's his opinions about lo-fi, and I even shared him a video because there was like someone that had a hate for lo-fi, and at first I was like, what's so bad about it? And once when he told me, I could not unhear it anymore, and it was literally how jarring some of their samples, the snares, the use of the certain instruments, and the lack of use of other genres. And after I listened to it, I'm like, I can't unhear it. I'm not liking lo-fi that much anymore.
Yeah.
Well, you ruined it for me. But at the same time, he made it better for me because this time, if I ever do another lo-fi, which I'm actually currently making another song, I am incorporating more jazz into it. I'm incorporating a little bit more, of course, hip hop into it. Having more, it's like it feels more old school hip hop than current ones. But like going to what GK said, hip hop really like if you don't hip hop's a good entryway to listen to a lot of other genres, and I completely agree with that statement. And but yeah, that was the tangent I was gonna go on to. Thank you.
uh, thank you, Jeff, for sharing
That's
that.
great.
Because I wanted to share with you, before we move on to the next topic, that that though I lead towards more the rock genre, I have dabbled with the wide spectrum of hip hop. However, I must I must confess, um, it's in the same vein that in the same vein how he get kind of a little annoyed. He certainly expressed this whenever um people get introduced to genres mainly through the games that they enjoy, which in and of itself is not a bad thing, but you can build some bad habits out of that.
Oh yeah.
I I gone through that with hip hop, and the main media that kind of helped me not listen to it differently and appreciate a lot more than I used to was two pieces of media. It was Samurai Champloo and the Anarchy Reign soundtrack.
Hey, as long as you found a way to get into it, that's cool, you know. Yeah, that's my thing. It's like I like when people are interested, and this is what I think some people misunderstand. Because I made a video about the topic you're talking about right now. Is that I think it's actually great when people are introduced to new genres through stuff like Samurai Champloo or video game soundtracks like Anarchy Reigns or Parappa the Rapper or whatever, you know. Um, it's just like I just don't, because here's the thing, you know how you say you're into rock, right?
Yeah.
I'm into rock like on kind of like a surface level. I listened to a lot of like Fallout Boy in high school. I'm like the opposite of like I'm like mainstream when it comes to rock. You know what I'm saying? Like I listen to like Fallout Boy and new metal stuff like Linkin Park and all that. But um it would be like if I heard City Escape and then said City Escape from Sonic Adventure 2. It would be like if I heard that song and then said, "Oh, this is so much better than all the rock on the radio," just because I only listen to Fall Out Boy and Linkin Park. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I get
So
exactly what you mean.
yeah, so my thing is like, as long as I come into it humble and say like, "Oh, I really enjoy this City Escape song by Crush 40. Like this is really cool," and then just leave it there. That's fine. That's totally cool. There's nothing wrong with that. It just becomes an issue when you use City Escape as like, oh, this is because I discovered this through a video game. This is now better than all the rock that I've heard, even though I haven't done any real research into rock, you know? So my thing is just I just want people to be humble about like their knowledge of like or their lack of knowledge when it comes to different mediums. That's really all it is.
And one final point on the topic of music. And this is mostly just a straightforward question. When it comes to music, how do you let's see, what do you use and how do you listen to it?
Oh, what do I use to make music or what I use to listen to music?
What do you use to listen to music, and what do you listen to music, and where and how do you listen to it?
Ooh,
It-
I mainly, oh man, I'm telling on myself, I guess. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I listen to music mainly on YouTube Music.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
That's
yeah,
actually,
I'm,
that's wait. Are you paying for it?
yeah, I'm subscribed. I'm
Yeah.
YouTube Premium. Yeah, it comes with YouTube Premium. You
Okay,
know, so
that's just the answer for the YouTube gods. You know, he is a paying customer. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
yeah, so y'all boost me on the algorithm, man, because I'll be paying for y'all stuff and everything. Yeah, nah, YouTube Premium, you can watch YouTube without ads, and you get all the music on there. And then, as someone who listens to like everything, I listen from everything to drum and bass to jazz to hip hop to rock to R&B, all this stuff. And I listen to video game music, and most video game music is on YouTube. It's not on Spotify and like, what they're getting better about that, but a lot of
Very much so.
soundtracks, yeah, a lot of soundtracks aren't on Spotify or Apple Music. So the fact that I can just listen to like normal stuff and listen to the Sin and Punishment soundtrack like side by side on YouTube Music, that's mostly where I'm at.
For now, before that gets taken down, and you gotta pay 60 bones a year so you can use the Nintendo Music app to listen to Sin and Punishment.
Yeah, if it's on there, I don't think it's on there yet.
It would be
But
weird if it isn't. That's a Nintendo game, not a popular one,
yeah,
but it.
yeah.
Did you ever play the
I
N?
love that sound.
Did you ever play the N64 Sin and Punishment?
That was the first one I played. That's my favorite one.
I played it through the Wii Virtual Console. I couldn't.
Yeah, that's where I played it too.
I could not get very far because in my mind is like, I'm sure that this was good back in 1990X, whenever that game came out.
Dang.
At the same time,
Oh man.
at the same time, the way that's a game which I do not mind if there is a remaster for dual analog control. That's all I'm saying.
No, okay. I'll say this. Um, and I kind of want to. Oh man, this is giving me more ideas for topics. But like, um, when it comes to control schemes, the way I look at control schemes, right, is that the people who originally made these games, they had to beat them in order, like before they put it out. Like they had to be able to beat them before they put it out. So in my mind, when they were making these like air quotes outdated control schemes, they were tuning it so that it was possible for someone to beat it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they
On the other hand,
on the
on the other hand, in regards to strictly sin and punishment, they were working with a Nintendo 64 controller.
right,
Not
yeah, but
not the best controller to use for a game of that kind.
I agree, but what I'm saying is like I think they kept that in mind. Like they know how to, like what we're saying, how we're talking right now. I'm pretty sure the developers were sitting there like, "Yo, this controller is trash." So we maybe can't make the enemies move this fast. Or so the way I look at it is like I'm thinking about it from the perspective of the developers when I play some of these games. So I'm like, what would they want me to do in this situation? Instead of thinking about it from my like modern day gaming brain. So sometimes like I have to reframe like how I'm thinking about a game based on like the time period it came out.
And you're
So
and that's a good way to think about it. I know I have to kind of put in that mindset whenever I play, especially this past October when I played the original Resident Evil for the first time, and
Oh yeah.
and despite not getting the true ending for because of some I'm not gonna go into it. Let's just say I technically beat the game twice, and but in that whole entire playthrough, once I understood how the controls worked and trying to forget most of the kind of modern or not even modern, but like the future improvements that the series
yeah.
that the series added to the later games. I was able to play the game on its own merit, and I was genuinely surprised that by the end of it, I was like, "Damn, this still holds up, especially for
Yeah.
especially for a PS1 game from '96." You know,
Yeah.
and even like the as much as the visuals, obviously have dated significantly, the game was still um you could still see of and understand what was going on within the very pixelated and political and not political polygonal environment, and be able to
No, yeah.
and be able to pick up on cues, except for one moment in which I would argue is bad game design. But no, Ghetto, I'm not going to go into it. And no, Johnny, it was I don't want to get into it. It's sometimes a good game can have bad design. There, that's your next.
No, that's true too.
That's your next video idea. You can have it for free.
Bad design. That's fair. Yeah,
All right,
I hear you.
but every time of video games, I think it's good now to transition to. So, for context, folks, well, one of the primary ways that I got that Jiikae here got on my radar was that, and I've noticed that within the past year, you've been going into making your YouTube video essays, majority on just on either trending gaming topics or just gaming ideas that interest you. And I believe what really kind of made me notice you to begin with, and my memory serves correct, I think is probably one of your big blow up posts on X, was when you started doing your came and went you came and went bait posts, and I was like, and the first one of mine was like, okay, this is a funny guy. and then when I saw you actually YouTube videos, like, all right, let me see what he's got to say. And number one, I do want to appreciate from a YouTube video making perspective, that you respect your audience to not be one of those YouTubers who has to make like 2-3 hour long essays on whatever
Yeah.
popular game that they play in their childhood, and how I don't know, and you know what genre you guys are talking about.
I know what you're talking about, and I'll say this, and before you get to your next point, is that I'll say I watch some long video essays, not necessarily about gaming, but just maybe about like political topics or pop culture topics or whatever. I've watched some pretty long video essays, and some of them are enjoyable. But I'll say this: I've watched some 1 hour, 2 hour video essays. Not a single one needed to be 1 hour or 2 hours. Now, I respect what they're doing, right? But a lot of it, I think, doesn't, like you said, respect the audience and what the audience is, maybe what the audience maybe already knows, or their frame of reference for things. I think there's a lot of filler, there's a lot of over explaining, and there's a lot of not being efficient with how you explain certain things. I think certain concepts can be explained pretty efficiently if you're using like correct language and good examples. If you're using a very good example, it can turn a 30-minute video to a 3-minute video. And I never want to like spend longer than I need to explain a concept. I want it to be efficient and as clear as possible, not complicated. So.
And I appreciate that. Though, if one day you get the funny feeling of, you know what, I think I want to make the MT virality of Sin and Punishment Star Successor, and it's a 2-hour video. Don't be surprised if your number goes down, your subscriber number goes down by 1. I kid. I kid.
That's funny.
What the
That's
heck?
funny. That's funny.
MT
I hear you though.
MT virality. What the heck did I just say? What does that even mean?
I don't know.
I don't even, yeah, but
it's
I
provocative.
felt the vibe. I felt the vibe.
So yeah, I appreciate that. Also, I do like when you compare platformers to rappers. I rewatched that earlier today while I was working, and I got a good kick out of that.
That video, I made that video as kind of like a fun thing, because I was kind of doing a lot of serious, mechanics nerd videos. So I that's one of those videos where I think like I just need to have it there, just so that in the future, once people come to my channel, there's like they see balance. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. By the way, here's a fun one for you. If you could think of it at the top of your head, who would you say is the Vanilla Ice of platformers?
The Vanilla Ice of platformers is probably Bubsy. Bubsy 3D.
You know what? Yeah. Yep. I could see that. Trying to copy what's popular, but don't have enough talent or experience to actually pull it off.
Yeah. So that's straight up off the top of my head.
I thought of that because I was thinking when I was rewatching, I was like, man, he should throw a joke in one like Vanilla Ice, or go out of left field and be like, all right, guys, here's my most controversial take. He's playing your table. I think Vex for the PS2 is the Biz Marquee of platformers.
Gex. I
really, no, not Gex. Vex.
There's a Vex.
There's a Vex with 2 X's.
That's interesting.
Early PS2 era, like it got lost. It got lost in the sauce with all the JAC and Daxters and the Ratchet and Clanks. But I remember Vex. I remember.
Oh my god, I forgot about this one.
See?
I'm looking at it right now.
Always gonna pull something from the ether and make you guys have a core memory.
You seriously do.
It's why you gotta go back. It's why I gotta take you back to the past to play the shitty games that sucked ass. Anyways, now, so I subscribe to you, and for the most part, I've been following all your edited video content. I try when I can to to catch your live streams, and I do want to point out I do this for a lot of people, like even with people who I personally know. You know, it's sometimes much like with you with animes, you just don't have the time to sit down and watch a
it's
live
hard.
stream.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult. That's why I do both, because I know everybody, is coming from, like, they maybe have different schedules or different preferences for how they want to, like, I guess engage with the things I have to say. So yeah, I'm cool with either way.
Now, in terms of live streams, and I'll be pass the baton here to Jack because, I share him with content recently, and unbeknownst to you, GK, both of us were actually there for the Kim and Whitman Awards, incognito, you could say. I was there lurking in the shadows. And Jack was actually, he wasn't lurking at all. He was actually being participant, but I was lurking in the shadows.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna pass it off to you, Jack. I believe you will let you have this part of the discussion. And lastly, thank you, Gianni. Yeah, I always forget I did moderate. I always forget I actually give him a wrench. Thank you for sharing GK's YouTube channel in the chat. Please go subscribe to him if you haven't. You enjoy his content as I have, and as well, he has a good presence and presentation for his live streams. Likes to keep discussions going, and excuse me. And you can also check out his other socials, which are in the description. All right, that's enough from me. Jack, I'm passing the baton to you.
All right. So yes, Hack was correct. I was there. Whenever just to quickly add context, whenever Hack was talking to me about you, I went and looked at your profile on YouTube and saw the content, and I also saw that you have a Twitch, which I'm also gonna go ahead and paste it into the chat for those
yeah,
that like Twitch. And I went ahead and followed you already just so I can hopefully find a stream to catch you to see how you are live. And that was the Came and Went Awards. First of all, that is the I am so glad that was my first impression. It was beautiful.
No, honestly, that is a very creative idea, and I hope you keep doing it for as long as you keep streaming.
Oh no, yeah, that was this inside joke has, like, just gone too far, and I love it, man. It's just we've just taken it to the extreme now. I'm glad that's the first one. It was fun. That was very fun. That was a fun, probably top 3 streams that I've done. I feel I like all of the crowd participation streams are always cool.
And I really did enjoy that. As I stream mostly on Twitch, the JAC Show is something that Hack and I do together, and due to like a few things that we're changing up for the stream, I'm having to move my content a little bit. But for those that have not seen it, it is still on his Twitch, and it is on his Twitch as a past broadcast. I would go back and see it. It's hilarious, even as a rewatch. because the way he sets it up, if I'm correct, you use like a bracket system, like how tournaments use, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Can you list some of the, or at least like not all of them, of course, but some of the ones of some of your favorite came and went games?
Um, okay. So some of my favorite came and went games. Uh I like talking about Persona 3 Reload because
That was
because
an odd
I'm
choice. I'm sorry to interrupt. That was an odd choice. I want to hear
that,
your reason behind that.
because I hate Persona 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, there's
Yeah.
your hot take for the night, folks. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm kind of that's kind of why I included it because I'm kind of known as like I just don't like Persona 3. Um and I like talking about uh Grand Blue Relink. I like talking about multiverses.
Oh, yes, you did.
I know that.
Multiverses might be my favorite came and went to talk about because it has literally everything. It has literally everything in terms of category that's required to make the ultimate came and went. Like the quality is bad. You know, people aren't talking about it anymore. And it was hyped up like crazy before it came out. Like everything is there that would require it to be the ultimate came and went. If
Ghetto,
it was up to me, it would have won.
ghetto,
You know?
ghetto comment says it came twice even.
Yeah, yes, yeah, literally. Literally. It like it was a disaster. Um so multiverses might be my personal number one.
Now I didn't get to see the entire thing. I had to sleep early that evening. So, uh, who ultimately won that tournament?
It was deserved. The number one was Hellblade 2.
Oh
Hellblade,
yeah,
yeah,
that
Hellblade, yeah. You didn't even remember it came
Yeah.
out, did you?
Yeah.
I forgot
Like
Hellblade 2
Hellblade,
exists, but I remember Vex. That should tell you something.
yeah. Yeah, exactly right. Hellblade 2 was the one that won, and even though I personally would have like I hate multiverses that much to where I would have made it number one. It is very difficult to argue against Hellblade 2. Like
You
it's
gave it so
very
much plot armor.
yeah, like every time. Yeah, yeah. Hellblade 2, man. It really came and went, man. Like almost everyone in the chat was like, "Yo, that came out?" Like everyone's like, I didn't even realize that game came out, you know?
You know what was that for me? It was actually on your stream that I learned that Lego Horizon came out this year.
Oh yeah.
I was under the impression that was a 2025 game.
Oh no. No, that game came out. That game came
uh,
out. That was I feel like if Lego Horizon came out earlier in the year, it probably would have been higher ranked as a came and went.
Still the
Yeah.
most baffling this Lego games to come out. And
Oh,
and
uh,
yes, yeah.
but let's actually very quickly, can you inform the chat how did you rate these things? There was if I'm correct, you had three categories, and there was like from a set of 1 to 10 points for each.
Okay, yeah. So basically there are three categories there are three parameters basically that determine whether a game came and went. The first parameter is the pre-release hype for the game, right? So if a game has a lot of pre-release hype on a scale of 1 to 10, it gets 10 points, right? So Then the next category, the next parameter is how disappointing was the game when it came out. So if it was very disappointing, like Multiverses, then again it gets a 10 because it was like very disappointing. And then how fast did people forget about it? So if people forgot about the game very quickly, then it gets a 10. So the max amount of points you can get to be a came and went is 30. And if you get more points than the other game that we're pitting you against, then you move up in the bracket basically. So that's how we determine whether a game is a came and went. Is the pre-release hype, how disappointing was it, and how fast did people forget about it?
And
that will determine whether it came and went.
And that, my friend, is the true measurement of mediocrity. Patent it.
Exactly.
That was
And,
we had so much fun watching that. Wish I could have seen the whole thing.
The one thing that I was so adamant on, because I hate, just like how you hate Multiverses, I hate Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League so much.
Yeah.
He gave that game a chance. That was his first mistake.
Yeah.
I never gave that game a chance.
Oh, you know what?
I looked at it.
No, you're right. You know why? Because I was thinking of another Kim and Wit game, Gotham Knights. That's the one you actually give a chance to.
Yeah, and I'm okay with it. Like, it's not that it's not great. It's not an amazing game at all. Nor would I even count it as an Arkham game in terms of its combat. But it's there.
You hear him trying to justify his purchase.
Yeah, I am. But at least I learned my mistakes. And when I saw the monstrosity of Suicide Squad, I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna buy this. Never. Guess what?
That's it.
I got the game for free. That's how bad it. Like, that's why I was like, yeah, sure, Multiverses, yeah, but it's free. But whenever you have to be so bad at creating a game and have so much hype for it that in the first month the game's population died for a multiplayer game, and then after that they gave the game away for free and people still didn't play it.
That's crazy.
And even didn't like the special edition with all the bonus content, wasn't that like substantially discounted and still no one would buy it?
Exactly.
That's why I got third.
And that's why I was like, that's why I don't know if you were seeing the who I was in the chat, but it was literally the Just Jack VT. That's why I was like, this is rigged, I don't like it. But I had so much fun with it. I can't be mad.
Nah, that was great, man. That was honestly, man, those top 3, that was a hard fight. All of 3 of those were like had strong arguments. Hellblade 2, Multiverses, and Suicide Squad. All of them had strong. It was a big year for Came and Wentz.
That is a sad thing to say.
Isn't it crazy how not just that, but in the past year there was 2 distinct similar games, that both of them had the most budget, the most of anything, and both spelled spectacularly. That being Suicide Squad and Concord, which, not to be the dead horse, but it's kind of surreal that those 2 games came out in the same year. And while Concord got the big buzz because of its astronomical budget, it's still the same thing that the fact that these 2, the most triple list of AAA games, just bombed. Like 2 bombs happened in the same year. Usually we get the 1 bomb and that's the story. No, we got 2 bombs. There's an inappropriate joke I can make, but I'm not gonna make it. You can think it yourself. I'll put it in your head right now. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna read some comments real quick. Ghetto says his personal came and went is Reynatus. He says literally nobody played it, and all people knew about it that it had the world ends with you crossover content. He also comments, I'll never forget Suicide Squad just because most of the DLC are Batman characters, and the character for all intents and purposes is an OC. Victoria Freeze, get out my face with that. Oh, one thing I neglected to mention, GK, with the exclusion of JAC, you are in the presence of a whole bunch of comic book nerds. So deal with that information as you will.
Oh, okay. That's definitely one of my. I'm not a comic. I think the only comic I've read were the Sonic Archie comics when I was in elementary school.
Yeah, that's the right age to read them. If you would have said like a few years ago back in college, all I had to say was like, "You poor soul, why would you subject yourself to that?" Yeah, no. We're a bunch of comic nerds here. So imagine, like, I guess from our point of view with Suicide Squad, that was our Concord, because at the very least they could have done something cool, because the whole gimmick of Suicide Squad is that as much as the movies and recent things have portrayed them, the cool thing about that team is that they're always having new characters for different storylines. In fact, back then, there was like only 2 characters that actually did stuck around. Everyone else who were just like bottom of the barrel villains, they died and they stayed dead until DC Comics needs to do some weird storyline to bring them back. But that's kind of the whole gimmick of it, is to see all these kooky, silly, sometimes even crazy villains just bite the dust in unexpected ways, while providing good storytelling and what was seen at the time, especially in the 80s, very heavy comic writing. It's a heavy comic writing, since they dealt with subject material you wouldn't normally read in a regular superhero comic. But again, I'm digressing. I'm back on point. So now I didn't get a chance to see completely your latest live stream where you talk about your predictions for 2025. So So you can go into that and share, I guess, the highlights of what you feel confident that what will happen for this coming year, and as well your shooting for the stars prediction for that. Now I can say, though, I can read your future. I'm a fortune teller. Yes, I am a fortune teller. I can read your future, and right now I see you on your computer. You're on Steam. It is gonna be coming out very soon, in which you're on the Fatal Fury City of the Wolves Steam page, and you're waiting for the moment it releases for you to say purchase. Is that is my prediction true?
You're correct. I'm gonna be playing Fatal Fury.
Definitely. Yes, I will be joining in on there. Now that's actually a new game that we'll love to go deep in and learn once it comes out. Because I love Guro. I really enjoy play it. I have like 2 copies of Guro. Got one on my PS4 and one on my PC. And if I really wanted to, I could have a third one and just put it on my Switch. But I really enjoy that game. And so actually, my friend Go and I and Jack, we were actually there at Evo 2023, and we were able to see like the first like actual footage of City of the Wolves in person right there in the convention area of the event. And if I recall, especially for Ghetto and I, we didn't expect to actually see any actual like stuff for City of the Wolves. And the cool thing is that they showed this off after the Goro tournament was finished, which that was fun to watch. But onto the to what I was asking you earlier. What do you believe is what do you have confidence in of what will happen in gaming for the year 2025?
Metroid Prime 4 will come out.
Well, they need to at this point.
Yes. GTA 6 won't come out. They're saying it's this year.
Nah.
I don't think it's coming. I don't think it's coming this year.
I don't think so. Now here's the here's one. Here's a wild one. Do you predict we'll actually get more costumes for Street Fighter 6 this year?
I'm not keeping up with Street Fighter. Y'all, that might be one for the Street Fighter community to decide, because all I've been hearing is y'all complaining. I don't know if you play Street Fighter.
I do play Street. I haven't personally been complaining, but I know that y'all. I know.
I've just been hearing the people complain. I don't know what Capcom is doing, so
I'm on the theory that the reason why no one has had a third or fourth outfit and why Capcom is literally leaving money off the table is I believe that everyone in the Capcom offices are pulling double time on releasing Monster Hunter Wilds, and that's why there's no real new Street Fighter 6 content that everyone's looking forward to aside from what they have already announced.
That would make sense.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's what I believe. That's what I think. And I mean, let's face it. I love Street Fighter. Jack loves Street Fighter, but we don't give Capcom enough money like the Monster Hunter crowd. So I understand from their position of why they're like, yeah, we released the game is good, but we need to make some actual real money now with Monster Hunter. So yeah, that's what's. But at the same time, if the only thing we're complaining is that there's the lack of content and not really the gameplay, well, that should tell you something. Then again, people, mostly people who are just want to complain. They're now in the, well, Street Fighter 5 wasn't that bad actually. I actually kind of prefer it. Back when Street Fighter was true. A true, honest gameplay.
Yeah, I can't. I miss those 10 plus costumes for Cammy and then 50 plus Chun-Li costumes. Yeah, I missed that.
Hey, those 50 plus Chun-Li costumes got Street Fighter 5 through college.
like I don't know what. There is literally nothing to cry about with 6. If costumes is the thing that's breaking it for you, then I don't know.
But also, I remember watching a video, and someone did bring up a legitimate complaint that in the same amount of time that Street Fighter 6 has been now compared to Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 5 had like a little bit more characters added into that game. Which, okay, fair enough. Capcom was pumping out more content for that game than Street Fighter 6. That being said, I still think it's ridiculous that characters like Guile and E Honda were DLC. Just, I don't know. I just, JK, do you have any opinions on whenever established characters return as DLC? Because is that type of stuff like that is what made me not spend a dime after launch for Tekken 8, because I am not paying extra money to play Eddie or Heihachi or Lydia, who was already a DLC character from the last game.
I think that is weird. I don't know, but I guess that's just they're doing that for business reasons, because they know, like, it can get people to buy more DLC, I guess. But yeah, I don't like it. That's kind of messed up.
I hope not. I don't think they'll do that. Well, I can't say for sure, but I don't see them doing that. SNK doing that for Fatal Fury, mostly because most of the mainstays are gonna be there at launch, and there's not really any character they're gonna purposely neglect as like, well, why isn't he here? You know, non less. No, yeah, no. So I don't see that happening with that. Maybe with KOF though, because they've already. I know with 14 and 15, you have to pay money just to play Rock Howard.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, now what is your shoot for the stars prediction? What is something that you're like, it probably won't happen, but if it does, you are theoretically opening a bottle of champagne?
Man, that question, the answer to that question changes depending on my mood. But my mood today is Nintendo announces ARMS 2. And
Really?
it looked, yes, that is the mood I'm in today. I was looking at some previous clips I had of ARMS and just kind of reminiscing about the game. And I'm just say, like, I feel like that game is just really misunderstood, man. I feel like that game is very misunderstood. And I really wanted to just get another chance, but with the Nintendo, like, really going all out, like, in terms of, because I think the big mistake they made with ARMS wasn't even the gameplay or the content. I feel like the mistake they made with ARMS was not creating a compelling single player story mode. So
Yeah,
people didn't feel any connection to these characters. They were just like these random, like, stretchy arm people, you know. So I
yeah,
feel like,
I see that's valid because I played Arms too, and my while brief, I really did have a lot of fun, and I be the first one to confess, and sure the audience will judge me for it. I wasn't really vibing with that game when it was initially revealed, but I was like, okay, it's it could be something like Splatoon where once you play it, you get it and you get what they're going for. But
yeah.
it wasn't until they showed up Twin Tail, I was like, all right, I'm willing to give it a shot. She looks fun. I'm a simple man. I like what I like. And the fact
Yeah.
and I do like the hair thing she's got going on. So
No, that was cool. So, like, if they added, like, a story mode and maybe more, like, added another mechanic to make the moves look a bit more different from each other somehow, um I think people would kind of understand what ARMS is, because I think people kind of were giving, like, the Wii boxing, uh not Wii boxing, what's the other game, what's the Punch Out. They were kind
so
of giving comparisons to Punch Out, right?
right.
um
When it's
but
completely not like that at all.
no, Punch Out, and I'd even say Punch Out isn't even really a fighting game, right? Punch Out is more like a puzzle game.
Frustrating
But
one.
yes. But boxing is just kind of the theme of this puzzle game, right? Um, Arms isn't a boxing game. Arms is an arena fighter. Like, Arms is, and I said this in my recent video, Arms is closer to something like Virtual On. But because the theme of the game is stretchy arms, people don't realize that what you're doing is shooting. Like, you're shooting, like, projectiles. That's what the game is. But Nintendo being Nintendo, they have to add, like, some kind of weird theme to stand out. So they make it stretchy arms instead to make it more, like, understandable to people. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe
yeah, go on.
what they could do is because the core gameplay it's there it's right there for them to use. Do you think maybe the best course of action, maybe not doing? I don't know if there's a good actually, a perfect example. Arms 2 can be like what Street Fighter 2 did and be like, okay, we'll take the core concept, we improve where it needs to be, and we'll just completely just like do a design overall of how we want the game to look, how we want things to be portrayed, and make it seem like honestly like that, and make it seem like Street Fighter 2 was like the actual first true game in the series.
No, dude, I 1000% agree. Like, make it so that maybe the arms don't just stretch. Like, maybe they can like do weird things, like grapple on to like walls and like allow you to move around the arena in weird way. Like, make it so that the gameplay doesn't just look like you're shooting arms back and forth, because while I do think that arms has a lot of depth, I think just from a visual standpoint, that depth is hard to convey to a regular person. So make it so that the deep parts of the game are more like obvious to people. But yeah, I can go on and on about that. But yeah, I don't want to talk too long about that.
I got you. Gail, he comments. He says, "As a Gundam versus player, I comprehend what you mean." And
okay, yeah, awesome, yeah.
Also another good example of that, of an arena fighter where people kind of didn't get what it's supposed to be.
What?
Pokken Tournament.
Multiverses.
Oh, Pokken Tournament, yes, yeah. Pokken Tournament is also like,
which
a very interesting experiment, because I feel like they were trying to solve the arena fighter I was trying to do a video on this, but I might cancel it because it would require me to do. I don't like playing new games just to do a video.
I see.
Yeah. But I was gonna do a video about the arena fighter problem, because I've seen a bunch of people talk about it on YouTube, but nobody really talks about like what the actual like mechanical problem is with most anime arena fighters. Pokken Tournament tried to solve the problem by like balancing the projectile mode, right?
Yep.
Of like fighting from a distance, and the close-up aspect.
Which I actually do dig. I do dig that you have two different types of offenses and therefore defenses, depending on the distance. I think the only mistake was thinking Pokemon fans will actually buy into that. I think that's the biggest mistake.
No, yeah.
It's like, no, it's the wrong crowd. Because I know majority of Pokemon fans, and guess what? They're not they're not going to be playing any fighting game that doesn't start with Smash and end with Brothers.
No, for sure. Yeah, this was definitely the wrong IP to do it with, I think.
I mean, that's why they kind of have to force in the Pikachu.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still miffed though that was it that neither Hitmonlee or Hitmonchan made it into the game. I'm still mad about it. The most obvious fighting type. The most obvious fighting type. Freaking Chandelier got into it.
Yeah,
Chandelier, yeah.
No, you're 100% right. Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee should have been in there.
Like, just at least give us one archetype, just one. For Pete's sake. Although I would say I do like they did add Machamp, and I used a lot of Machamp and Blaziken. They were fun. Sadly, man, that's another Kidman win. I think about it, but it's a good Kidman win. That's the sad part.
Yeah, some Kidman wins are good.
Now, with all of that, I do want to go back to your content. I think one video that I think you really, at least for me, helped me look at things from a different view, because you have a very uncanny ability to really kind of step outside the box and see things from a different perspective, and able to, but the best part's able to actually verbally explain what you're looking at. And that would be your video when it came to um basically fighting game concepts is hard to understand for most people. Not maybe not concept, but why fighting games are very hard for people to adapt to. And
Yeah.
and I love the fact you highlight the fact that because there's so many nuances in your typical fighting game, that it is hard for the average person to understand why when you block this punch, um why you block this punch, you you don't have enough uh you don't have enough frames to do a counter hit, but then you block the same type of punch, but because you're crouching, you don't have enough frames to counter hit. There's no
Yeah,
there's
no,
no
yeah,
visual distinction of why you couldn't counter or not. And when
yeah.
you explain it more better than I did, I'm just giving a example. My mind went, oh yeah, why isn't there stuff like that to kind of help
Yeah,
people
yeah. There's
understand of like,
there's no
hey,
visual indicators. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm like, it's kind of those things you can't like. You play it's been played for so long, you take for granted of this all of your experience and stuff that you learn, through trial and error. That you fail to kind of realize that for the normal person, there's a reason why when they look at you play, they look as if you are just pressing buttons.
Yeah. 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 Fighting games, they're trying to get better about that. I know, like, for example, going back to counter hits, now a lot of fighting games are trying to, like, maybe shake the screen a little bit when you hit it, when you land a counter hit, so you can tell when, a counter hit lands. I know KOF added a thing now where, like, if you counter hit off of a jump CD, um, like your character goes into like this spinning animation now, and that where you can actually like follow up, off of the counter hit, instead of it just looking like they got hit normally, and you just got to trust that little counter hit, those words on the side of the screen, that you catch them, and you're able to like react quickly enough, right?
Right. I will say I will give kudos to Strive, which I don't give that game a lot of kudos for. I do give them kudos that instead of having the words counter appear to the side where your eyesight is not focused on, I like there's an announcer telling you that you countered.
Yeah.
It's a big in your face with that one.
Yeah.
Even if at times like maybe like by yourself is fine, but imagine watching a tournament and every match you hear counter, 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 counter.
I mean, just remember our fight night. That was basically it, because like remember whenever the game first came out, a bunch of people were playing it, and that was basically the big, like the first week of the game, everyone just hearing counter, counter, counter.
Yep. By the way, I'm still upset I couldn't overcome your May with my Potemkin, even though you had the most advanced. Like that matchup was all on you, and I couldn't even make it when I switched to Soul. I was like, God dang it, this little girl and her dolphin. Like,
I am not happy.
Too strong.
Well, I am not happy that Guilty Gear is the only game, or not the only, but like one of the few games where I beat you. And even now, now, from what I heard, the characters I used to play are not that great anymore. And,
oh no!
And the fact that you kicked my ass with Terry just because I didn't put enough time and just like caught me with my pants down playing Terry. Yeah. But hey, I give you that handshake, even though there was a little bit of salt in there. Gave you that handshake.
They gave you the handshake with your pants down, but you know what? You did it. You didn't pick up your pants. You're like, nah, we're doing this. You shake my hand. we recently did a special for our special 200 episode. We did like a competitive matches of Street Fighter 6, and we I mean, I wish I could have gone far with it, but there wasn't enough time. I wanted to kind of do kind of a wrestling thing of like there being a storyline of like, you defeated me back in episode so and so, and then I came back for retribution. Oh god, I'm dying over here. But I wish I could have gone into that more, but there wasn't enough time because I love little silly gimmicks like that, just to spice up a regular episode. Either case, it was still fun to play, and I love where Terry is at the moment. He ain't top tier, but he ain't bottom tier. He, as a little Goldilocks will say, he is just right. Although they did give him a few buffs, so I think he's at least a little better now. That reminds me, Jiikae, when Fatal Fury comes out, who are you eyeing? Who are you gonna be like, I'm gonna mess with them first?
Because she's kind of easy to play. And I've been practicing her in KOF for a little bit.
You know what? Yeah, fair enough. I'm thinking. Let's see. I could go with Terry again. Because, I mean, wouldn't Terry be easier than Mai? Not unless you like her mobility. Is that what it is?
Yeah, Mai plays similarly to, because I play Melty Blood also. And in Melty Blood, I main CL. And Mai plays like very similar to CL. Like they both have, matter of fact, I think CL is probably based on like, probably not Mai. I think CL is probably based on Vega from Street Fighter.
A lot of air mobility and trying to.
They both, yes, exactly.
They try to do a lot of attacks that cross up.
Yep, and projectiles and everything. Like they're very similar. So I noticed when I was playing Mai and KOF, I was like, oh, this is CL. So I just I'm gonna play Mai.
You're gonna buy her default her traditional outfit. You're gonna spend extra bucks on that.
Oh nah, I like her new shit. I mean, sorry.
Give her that. Oh shit.
Like her new stuff is her new outfit. I prefer her new outfit, to be honest.
Okay, we can both good things. Speaking of Mai, there was some buzz around it when she was revealed for Street Fighter 6, like her proper 3D model, and people were kind of comparing it to like her 3D model in KOF 15 and Dead or Alive, and I was like in the minority of like, I actually like how she looks in 6, and funny enough, putting her 3D models together, it made me realize why I don't like how the characters look in Dead or Alive. It made me realize why. Because I try to give that game it's the honest try, and there is fun things about it, and people on X will definitely show you all the cool stuff, but there was something about the characters that just didn't draw me in, and I was like, but why though? Why? And then it dawned on me when I saw Mai's model compared to other ones, and it's the face. Not necessarily that she has an ugly face or not like that. It was more so it made me realize that, oh wow, like the characters in Dead or Alive have very lifeless faces, even when they emote, and it's like this
Uncanny Valley.
Not Uncanny Valley. It's like it's so soft looking that they look less like people and more like dolls. Like it was like
I agree.
It was like looking at living dolls, and it was that moment I realized why I couldn't vibe with the Dead or Alive characters. They just their faces just they're like, he's like, God dang, give us some texture or something. I don't like, God dang. I'm not asking you to put
pores.
Like, I'm not asking you to put wrinkles there. I ain't asking for Naughty Dog over here, but I'm just saying, give them some distinct facial features and not just that. And once I realized it, I was like, damn, is that what it takes for me to not get into Dead or Alive? No, I can't. I legitimately try to play it. It's funny enough. It's I haven't played a lot of Virtual Fighter, um, in the past. I kind of realized that Dead or Alive is very much a much more loosier, goosier Virtual Fighter. That's how Dead or Alive feels to me. A loosey
Oh no,
goosey
yeah, we
VF,
all agree. Yep.
which makes compared to Tekken, which makes Tekken the more righty tighty Virtual Fighter. Everyone feels kind of heavy in that game, and also I'm so
Yeah.
glad that you made the point that when you're talking about the new VF, you're like snipe sips actually work.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
so many times
That's
I would play Tekken and I would think, oh, I'm gonna do a sidestep. This person destroyed a straight punch,
yeah.
and somehow it still connects. I was like, did I not dodge? Did I not dodge fast enough? What's the where's the hitbox over here? It's the straight
Yeah,
punch, not one of
very
those
very
side
weird,
ones.
very weird hit detection.
Ghetto ads. I think they base Mai's look in 6 on how Shinkiro draws her. Nah. I don't. I mean, it's possible, but I'm at least the Shinkiro art. I'm looking in my head. Um, he draws her. He tends to draw her with a very not a slightly round face, not like puffy cheeks or anything like that, but it's a little bit more round shape the way he draws her. And my Street Fighter 6 doesn't have that. Face is a bit more angular. But that's just based on my memories. I could be completely wrong. Any we are at the 1 hour and 30 mark, and which means that we're near the end of the show. We gotta close things down. So before we do anything of that sort, first thank you again, GK, for your time and for your thoughts, and that you're willing to hop aboard on our little channel. We thank you again. Another claps for our good boy, and another. There we go.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank
now
you.
take this opportunity and let our good folks at home know where they can find you and follow you and keep up with you.
Yeah, so just follow me on Blue Sky if you're on Blue Sky at J or actually yeah, it's at gk.com. That's my Blue Sky thing. Yeah, my website. So yeah, go to my website gk.com. You can find out everything I do from there. Subscribe to my YouTube, youtube.com/JIIKAE. I stream every week, most of the time, usually on Friday. If there's like important news, I might do a stream in the middle of the week out of nowhere. Um, I do YouTube videos like short essays once a month on average. Um, Follow me on Twitter, of course. I'm still calling it Twitter. I'm sorry. Um, and follow me on twitch.tv/HEYJIIKAE. That's Hey GK. Um, and yeah, and I talk to most people, so I know sometimes people see, I get a lot of engagement, but I try to talk to everybody, to be honest, because I'm just a regular person with a regular job.
Just a regular
Um,
guy.
just a regular guy, So I'm always, as long as you're respectful and you seem chill, I'm just here to create community. So, I'm always down to talk.
Yes. Thank you very much, GK. Jack and I are going to be doing our announcements for the show. So if you need to head out, because it's about to be getting bedtimes for a lot of people, feel free to do so. You can't hang with us till the end of the show. That'll be fine. But if you gotta go, you gotta go. So
Oh yeah, I'm about to make this rice and salmon right quick. So
ooh, nice. That would be a nice
yeah,
Udi. That would be a nice Giddy.
oh yeah. But thanks y'all for having me, man.
No problem, JK. I hope we can do some more future collaborations, and hopefully, if you ever do a KOF 15 stream or when Fatal Fury comes out, I would love to be a part of those, so I can get my ass whipped by you.
Oh, hey man, yo, I'ma hold you to that. I'ma hold you to that.
Yeah,
Uh,
if Hack beats your ass,
oh
That
man,
says
I'm gonna have
something.
problems.
That says something about your skill level.
nah, I gotta stay ready. But all right, man, I'll let y'all go.
All right, you have a good evening,
All right.
sir. Thank
Thank you
you.
for stopping by.
No problem. Peace.
All right, folks. Oh, and I just want to also reiterate that all of GK's socials and links are in the description of this live stream. So easy clicks there if you want to immediately go to any of the stuff that he has mentioned. All right, and with that, Jack, let's go. Let's try to blaze through quickly. Anything you need to announce for your Twitch channel?
So tomorrow, if everything goes well, I think I'll be starting a stream again for tomorrow. Next week, this is actually going to be something that you and I need to also discuss a little bit more in depth right after the stream. But there's going to be some big changes in my schedule again. Next week is the start of the last college semester. I'm not gonna say hopefully. I'm gonna say last because I want this to be the last thing. So when this is done, I'll finally get my degree, my bachelor's. I'll be done with it. I don't want to stay there. I will, of course, do preventative measures in case if I do, but I will not be staying there. I'm gonna pass them.
Jack is
So,
no
yeah,
longer. Jack
this
doesn't
could
want to
be-
be a college boy. He's a freaking man. He's tired of being in all these classrooms.
Yep. So there'll be schedule changes, and most likely, actually not most likely, it will have to. It will affect the when we're gonna be doing the episodes for this channel as well.
All right, thank you very much, Jack. And as for me, I'm happy to give an update regards to Saint Seiya video. It is currently 50% completed. I still got that last half hurdle of editing that I need to complete, but that video will be going up as my final uploaded content for this channel. After that, I'll be then putting my focus on my personal channel and finally getting that started. Also, as though you may have noticed, there has been a small updated look for our logo, which you will see as I will put on time to give us a new stream layout to incorporate that. We're not stepping away from our blue and not blue from our purple and green. We're just adding a little bit of blue and yellow into it. That's the way I put it. So being that we're 5 years in, it's time to put in a little bit of a fresh new paint on our branding, so to speak. So do look forward to some new visuals for the channel. And other than that, thank you everyone for coming on board to watch us. Thank you for Thank you for interacting with Jiikae. Hopefully you guys enjoyed his presence as much as we did. And with all that said, thank you very much for watching. And this is HAC and JAC. Sign off.